What's going on, everybody? It's DK with RPM Gaming, where we talk about retro, PC, and mobile gaming. Hope everyone's staying warm out there this winter because it is cold here. It's video game weather. So today we're going to take a look at the Victrix Pro BFG PlayStation version of their controller. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get started. Alright, so let's take a look at what we get with the Victrix Pro BFG. Out of the box, it comes with a nice hardshell protective case with a Victrix symbol on it, along with a barcode to download the Quick Start Guide, as well as the PC app to make adjustments to the controller, but it doesn't have very good reviews. The case holds the controller and all of the accessories that go with it. We've got a fairly long USB-C to USB-A charging cable, a couple of the different gates for the thumbsticks, the Victrix Fight Pad module for the controller, a USB dongle for wireless connecting, a different style of the D-pad, and then the more traditional cross-style D-pad. Two different sizes of the thumbsticks. One is really tall, and the other is more of a PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 style. And last of all, the little tool that you'll be using to remove the modules. Now let's take a look at this controller. This is the PlayStation version of the Victrix BFG Pro. Now, these thumbsticks are not Hall effect sticks, but they do have a nice smooth travel with this particular thumbstick gate that's installed on the controller out of the box. Then you've got your PS button down here at the bottom of the controller, and the buttons have a nice glossy feel to them, just like the ones on the DualSense controller. And they're fairly quiet with what feels like a rubber membrane connection. And by the slightly mushy feel of the D-pad, I'd say it's a rubber membrane connection as well. And then we've got the 4 function buttons up top with a Victrix symbol on it, but they don't actually function as a touchpad. As you can see on the modules, we've got 2 little screws on each one, and this is what you'll take out whenever you want to switch the modules around. And on the underneath of the controller, we've got a 3.5mm headphone jack. And then up top, we've got our USB-C for charging and wired connection, along with a toggle switch to switch between PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC connecting. The shoulder buttons feel like a micro switch connection and have a little bit of a texture to them, but are overall fairly smooth. And the triggers have that same texture to them as well. A decent amount of travel to them, but not a whole lot of tension there. Moving on around, we have 4 buttons on the back that are all programmable, along with a toggle switch to go between wireless and wired mode. And then we have a button to switch between up to 3 different user profiles, but you'll have to connect the controller to a PC in order to set them up. And last but not least, we have our trigger locks to go between digital and analog. In order to do digital, you just slide it over once. To get back to analog, hold the trigger down and then slide the button over. Next up, let's take a look at how we switch out those D-pads. As you can see, right underneath the edge of the D-pad, there's a little bit of a lip. Right there. So you can just slide your little tool under there and then just pop it out. And this traditional cross-style D-pad is the hardest one to take out. With the other 2, you really don't even need the tool. You can just pop them out by hand. And then when we look on the inside, you can see the little teeth on it, on the plus and minus side of it, so it only goes in a certain way. Then when we look inside here, we can see the little grooves that the teeth actually fit into. And this is a rubber membrane connection, as we thought earlier. This is just your typical circular style D-pad, nothing too special here, and they all have those little teeth on the inside like we talked about earlier. This D-pad here is the one that really surprised me. It's just really smooth and comfortable, and I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did, but it's my favorite overall. In order to change out the thumbsticks, you can just pop them off like other controllers we've looked at in the past, and these 2 only go on a certain way. So just line them up, set them on, and then snap them into place, and you're ready to go. Next up, let's take a look at switching these modules. So you'll just take your little hex head screwdriver and loosen both screws on the module. Once you have both screws loose, you can lift up the module and switch the position of the D-pad and the thumbstick. But that's about it. You can't switch the modules from left to right. Like say if for some reason you wanted your D-pad on the right side of the controller, you can't do that with this one. And then for the module on the right side, you can't even put the thumbstick at the top if you would like to have it like that. The only thing that you can do on this side is switch this module out for the Fight Pad. And you can see here they have the little tabs on them, so they only go in one way. So if you're thinking that you would like R1 and R2 towards the bottom of the controller, you can't do that either. So for a controller that's supposed to be all about customization and playing your way, you're a little bit limited on what you can do with it. as far as how you would like to set up the modules. The buttons on the fight pad still have a glossy finish to them, but they're a micro switch connection, and they're a lot more clicky than the face buttons. If you're interested in switching out those gates for the thumbsticks, while you have the module out, just lift the cover off, turn it over, and they'll pop right out. You can do both sides the exact same way. And when you go to put the other set in, just make sure you have all the little tabs lined up, and the gate will pop right into place. This set will make the thumbsticks more like cardinal direction sticks, more like the old N64 thumbstick. So you won't have that smooth travel anymore, but maybe you won't mind trading it in for a little bit of nostalgia. Now, the first time you connect your controller, all of your audio is going to be coming through your controller. So if you don't have any headphones plugged into that audio jack on the bottom, you're going to want to go to your settings and set your audio to speakers. After that, you should be good to go. Now let's check out that D-pad in action. And just like I thought, man, this thing is super comfortable. I'm able to hit the moves with no problem whatsoever. I could tell that it was going to be comfortable, but I'm actually a little surprised at how accurate it is. And there's no pointed edges on it to make your thumb sore either. I love this style of D-pad. Now, let's check out the fight pad. These buttons on this still have the glossy feel like we talked about earlier, but the edges are a little sharp due to how flat they are. But they are quite a bit bigger than the face buttons, so there's plenty of surface area for your thumbs. It's a really cool option that they added a little fight pad to the controller, but it's not my personal favorite, so I probably won't be using this a whole lot at all. Now let's see how well that D-pad does on some platforming action. And it looks like you're going to be able to hit the diagonals when you want to. I'm not getting any false diagonals right now. So far, so good. I still just can't get over how comfortable this D-pad is to me. You guys may not like it, but I really like it. The sad thing is, that's about the only thing on this controller that I really do like. And it's not that it's a bad controller, but due to the lack of customization options with the modules, the fact that there's no Bluetooth or gyro, there's also no touchpad like the DualSense, and for $25 more, you can actually get a DualSense Edge. So for the price and the lack of options on this controller, I just can't recommend it. I really don't think it should cost any more than a regular DualSense, but hey, that's just me. Alright everyone, so we reviewed it, we wanted to like it, we tried to like it, but it just wasn't a love connection. One thing I did forget to mention is this only works on PS4, PS5, and PC. So no Switch and no iOS. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Check out our other videos, and we'll see you next time on RPM Gaming.